can you threaten black people with that we haven't already lived through before? We already couldn't go to your schools. We already couldn't live in your neighborhood. We already couldn't shop in your store. We already had to sit in the back of the bus. We already filled out your jail. We already had our zip codes redlined. We already had our votes suppressed. We already had our families separated. We already had our men profiled. We already had our women objectified. What you think you gonna do new that's gonna be able to intimidate us? Black people got soundtrack music. Yea, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we will fear no evil. It is their master plan to make you live in fear so you don't fight back, so you don't lift up your voice, so you don't kick against the prick. Fear is the only weapon that white supremacy has.
Hello guys, I want to welcome you once again to this channel. This is your presenter to Rain, and I have a video here of these some whites who are really angered by the black people not supporting in the protest. They really need your help, and I just want us to watch it first, and then I'll come back with more commentary on the same. We can have a conversation in the comment section, and if this is your first time here, please consider supporting us by simply subscribing to our channel. Let's get into it first.
On Saturday, April 5th, 2025, millions of us across America are going to march in protest of the Trump administration. Please, please, please join us. Please share this video with as many people in America as you possibly can.
That is complicated in certain areas and very simplistic in others. The basis, the starting point, the foundation is very simple. I don't eat where I am not wanted. I do not congregate with those that hate me, and I will never break bread with someone who would stab me with the knife. Simple. Simple and plain. I will not eat where I am not wanted. I know there are people in spaces that hate what I say. I know it. I give them no quarter. I ask for none in return. I offer no forgiveness, and fuck them. Forever. So I'm not eating with them people. Not. Don't ask me to come in and be nice. Don't ask me to come in and try to compromise. Don't ask me to come in and try to find common ground, because fuck you. You've already proven without a shadow of a doubt I can't trust you. So why in the fuck would I sit there and eat a meal in front of you where I got to worry about whether or not my food is poisoned? I do not go in spaces where I am not wanted. In this day and age, our politics have taken over every aspect of American society. Our politics have taken over every aspect of American society. And what we are finding out more and more is that far too many people are pussy. They are willing to get shit on as long as they're not the beneficiaries of the ire that would come if they stood up for themselves. So why in the fuck would I go in a room full of those people? Why? Why in the fuck would I go into a room full of people that think my way of dealing with bullies is wrong? It's counterproductive, or it doesn't give us and offer us a way forward. Fuck them people. And if I'm in a room with you and that's how you talking, I'm getting the fuck out. I don't want to be in that room. I do not want to be in that room. Everybody in there is a bunch of bitches, and I'm walking out the door. I will not break bread with anyone who would stab me with a knife. The current presidential administration has never liked people like me. In all of the aspects of my life, the current administration has never liked people like me. Black man. All of the things that they wanted to turn into some sort of negative stereotypes, I have turned them into the fuel that drives me. I am loud. I am boisterous. I wear big ass earrings in my ears. I paint my fucking fingernails. I fight for communities that are not just my own. And I stand 10 toes down on it. Money is not going to influence me. Status is not going to influence me. Being able to get into those enclaves is not going to influence me. The truth is the truth no matter what. So why in the fuck would I sit across the table from somebody who is against everything I stand for? We're gonna break bread so we can talk. Just to have this motherfucker stab me literally in my fucking face? No. What we are finding out, and what we have found out since November 5th of 2024, is far too many people are perfectly okay with falling down as long as they're the ones that don't get stepped on. This is a terrible fucking time for America. This is a terrible time. Because the fight against this shit is what makes history. The fight against these forces are what supposedly history of America was built on. Now, we know it's bullshit. We know it's bullshit. Having the most marginalized, having the most defenseless destroyed, that's what we really like. We love that America gets a hard on when it gets a chance to crush poor, marginalized people. It is America's biggest thing. But the myths we have been told is this: we stand up to the bullies. We stand up to the bullies. We're the ones that fight for the little guy. Is it any wonder that there are people who see that one of the biggest bullies is us, and they're standing up against them? And do you notice the fucking response that these people are getting? 10 Democrats voting to censure one of their own. Just like there were several Democrats that voted to censure Rashida Tlaib for using her First Amendment rights, for believing and understanding the pain and suffering her own people were going through. Now, I ain't got no love for Rashida Tlaib because of everything that happened afterwards. But the fact that there were Democrats going, come on, let's vote against her because we got to get along. This is the new way. Fuck you. Al Green stood up there and told the absolute goddamn truth. Donald Trump doesn't have a mandate. Elon Musk doesn't have any goddamn government oversight to do the shit that he's doing. But we're all supposed to just go, okay, go on, just don't hurt me. The GOP reps and senators in the Senate and Congress are saying they're afraid of their own constituents because of physical violence. And the opposition party said, yeah, I'm afraid of them too. Give in to the mob. Give in to stupidity. Give in to the racism, sexism, homophobia, xenophobia, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, transphobia, and ableism. Give into it, because it's a hell of a lot easier than standing your motherfucking ass up and taking a punch in your face. But in my approach, that's not leading us a path forward. Capitulation ain't a path forward. I'm sorry. If a bully walks up on you when you were in school and stole $1, which was all of your lunch money, don't you think that motherfucker tomorrow will come for $2? And at some point, Isn't it time for you to punch that motherfucker in the goddamn face? Get your money back and say, if you ever come anywhere near me, bitch, I'm gonna wake your ass up in the middle of the night and send you to Jesus? Ignorant people are running through social media. We're not even talking about regular print media, like the Ben Shapiro's and the Charlie Kirks. We ain't even talking about them. We're talking about just on social media. Every single fucking day, we have to stand up against the most ignorant motherfuckers on the planet who are basically, their only threat is, well, Trump won, you gotta suck his dick. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. You suck his dick. And then let me kick you in the back of your fucking head while you're doing it. So I'm gonna say this one more time. I do not eat where I am not wanted. I will not go into rooms that do not want me there. And I will never break bread with a motherfucker that would stab me in the back or stab me with a knife. And if some of y'all are too fucking cowardly to stand up and fight for the absolute basic human rights that we all deserve, regardless of where we come from or the backgrounds we live in, then stand your ass on the porch. Stand on the porch. Because this is not going to be for the faint of heart. We are what, 3 months in, almost 3 months in? We have 4 years of this. Your hands gonna get bloody. You're gonna get tired. But if you give in, they will be taking shit from you from now on. So if somebody don't stand up and say something, there's gonna be some problems. I am Captain Misunderstandings and Furniture Moving. Because one of Ice Cube's best songs, you ain't gonna take my life. I'm never going to give it to you. You're gonna literally have to take me out to shut me the fuck up.
I'm 100% convinced that DEI programs are nothing more than the adult version of participation medals.
What I am about to say has to come with this disclaimer. Okay? If you know, you know. Let me say it again. What I'm about to say has to come with this disclaimer. If you know, you know. Unhinged, loud, and heavily armed, bearded white men are one of the biggest dangers to America. White men in general, unhinged, loud, perpetually wrong, and heavily armed white men are a threat to America. Now again, if you know, you know. What is understood does not have to be said. I ain't got to say it. I don't. If you know, you know. So I took that video that I made about Mr. Throat talking about DEI as a participation trophy. Took it over to YouTube, right? All right. And sure enough, I mean, it got some traction. Don't get me wrong. It's still getting traction. But in the comment section, there they are. Right there. Right there. Using the same catchphrases. I don't ever want to hear another motherfucking white man tell me shit about being in their feelings. Not after January 6, 2021, and the bitch moaning, piss moaning, and complaining that was done from January 6, 2021 up until this motherfucker was reelected and slandered or slug his snail-like ass back up into the goddamn White House. I don't want to hear another motherfucking thing about in their feelings. I don't. Y'all got a lawsuit from a white woman in the Supreme Court right now because she lost her fucking job to two people One was gay, the other one was a lesbian, and she thinks it was discrimination against cis white people. So shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. I was on live with USMC Angry Veteran, aka Matt. I call him Matt. Y'all can call him that shit. Where he admitted this. That man has a beard. He looks like fucking Santa Claus. But he admitted it. We can't get any further in life because we got to keep coming back and picking up these motherfuckers. Do you know why Republicans in the fucking House and Senate won't stand up to Trump? Because they're afraid of these jackasses. These are the Civil War will happen again. The South will rise again, motherfuckers. You know them. See them all the time. The rational ones, they kind of stick out. They do. The irrational ones, come on. They end up becoming examples of what the fuck I'm talking about. And they always believe that their pew-pew and their balls will save the day. No, they won't. Other motherfuckers have pew-pews. Other people got nuts. Shit, there's some women with ovaries that got pew-pews that'll save the goddamn day before your dumb ass will. Matt said something yesterday that made so much fucking sense to me that I had to take a breath to hear it again. These white men are the foot soldiers and the greatest, fucking supporters of the status quo. Because it somehow makes them feel like they're doing something. Like, the other part of being one of these unhinged motherfuckers is this. No matter who tells them, no matter how it is told, no matter the proof that you show them, they think they're one good break away from being one of these rich motherfuckers. They think they are absolutely one good break away from being one of the motherfuckers that perpetually kick them in their fucking face. That's why they will sacrifice their wives, their children, their daughters, their sons, their mother and father. They will sacrifice everybody. Because if they acknowledge what the fuck was truly going on, put them goddamn pew-pews down and learned how to fucking fight for all of us, they might miss that opportunity. And all of these fucking little right-wing jackass fucking news sites and shit, they cater to these people. Think about this for just a second. It has been an established, known thing, an established factual thing, that white people were not slaves. That the Irish were not slaves. That when it came to white folks and other white folks with more money, it was always indentured servitude. How do we get to where we are right now? They couldn't get past slavery so long ago. Well, bitch, the last slave died in so-and-so 19 something. You were never a slave. No, but I can trace my lineage back. Oh, well, I was never a slave owner. Bitch, nobody ever said that. Then he got to, well, white people suffer racism too. These men have always looked at it from the standpoint of, if everybody can have it, then it ain't worth nothing. What they didn't realize is some of them ain't got it either. Out here arguing for some shit you won't even benefit from. Like, if you really told them to seriously take a look at yourself, take a look at your life, ask yourself this question: what the fuck do you have? What makes you think that because you wake up in a country that has been catering to rich motherfuckers that share your skin color doesn't mean you have shared in those benefits? They would look at your ass like you were speaking Klingon. And then when in doubt, when all logic has just beat them down, when everybody in society, and that includes the motherfuckers in their own ecosystem, have told them how incredibly wrong and fucked up their mindset is, where do they go? Violence. Violence. We've been having elections since forever. But this one time, their guy lost, and they couldn't take it. Y'all heard some of them motherfucking people? Cut their heads off. Storm the Capitol. I almost guarantee you it was a dude that shit in his hand and smeared it all over the walls. I guarantee you it was a dude. And white women, y'all facilitate this over and over again. You facilitate it instead of telling your man the truth. No, it wasn't a Mexican that stole your job. It wasn't a black man that's smoking a crack. No, honey, sweetheart, you're uneducated in this country, and the white men that you look up to, they don't fucking like you. They piss on your forehead every day, but you out here with a umbrella calling it rain. Like I said, if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Now, welcome back again to this channel. And for centuries, you've suffered under systems that were never designed for you. It has oppressed you and denied you justice and treated you as if your lives hold less value. So now we see the very people who benefited from this system turning against the system that has always been on their side for centuries while oppressing you. And suddenly they're asking you for help. But you must ask yourself, where were they when you cried for justice? Where were they when your men were lynched? Where were they when you were assaulted? Where were they? Where were they when your children were left to struggle in underfunded schools? So now that their interests are at stake, they're now calling for help. They're now calling for unity. One thing they should know is that I believe forgiveness should be earned like respect is. So don't give them your strength freely. When you took to the streets demanding for justice for George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and countless others, they told you that you were rioters, looters, and they never gave you a hand. When you stood and said that Black Lives Matters, they rose again to oppose you by saying all lives matters, just to suppress, let me call it my community, our community. When you knelt in peaceful protests, they told you you are patriotic. When you built those movements, they responded by pressing them down, bringing them down, because they think you don't matter. They think you're less of a human. You're less of a person. So now their time, now things are boiling on their side. That's when they see the value of unity. While all this while you really wanted this unity, that they can help you fight for your struggles, and they never even had intentions of helping you out, supporting you. And the system that they are now fighting, it's the same system that was ever on their side, oppressing you. So how do you think that this time it's going to be on your side? How do you think this time they're going to be happy with you? That's one question that you should ask yourselves as a black person. It has never been on your side all this while. So you go against it. What do you expect? So I can say that you should not risk your lives or waste your strength fighting battles that were never meant for you. They chose for themselves. Let them fight their battles and you fight your own. Your focus should be on your own people, on your own liberation, and on your own future. If you continue to invest your energy into fights that do not center black lives, you will only find yourselves exhausted when it is time to stand up for yourself, and no one will be there for you. Trust you me, no one will stand for you. If not a black person, no one else will. So why waste your energy? Focus in investing your time in supporting the black history and not the fights that do not concern you. Remember one thing, this is not the table that Martin Luther wanted years back. I remember he said that he has a dream that one day the sons of the former slaves owners and the sons of the slaves will sit at one table of brotherhood and sisterhood. But this has never happened simply because they never changed their hearts. Remember, it all happens here. It has to start here for it to be evident outside. So, because they've never changed their hearts, nothing like this will ever come to emerge. So one thing that you should know is be your brother's keeper, and that's a black folk. Be your brother's keeper, support them, and don't engage yourselves into fights that are not involved, you're not involved in, because you never voted for these systems. They voted for them. So let them eat their own pride. Let them swallow their own pride. And remember, this is not a call for hatred or division. It's a call for wisdom. You do not owe a blind loyalty to anyone, especially not to those who have ignored your suffering for centuries. Your battles, they let you fight alone. So move with strategy and clarity, understanding that your struggle is very unique and your freedom is not going to be, it's not going to come after aligning yourselves with the people who betray you, especially those who see your value and see that you matter only at times when they need your help. Now this marks the end of this session, and if this is your first time in this channel, please consider supporting us by subscribing to our channel, sharing our content, giving us a like. Remember one thing, we are strong together. I hope to see you on my next video. Goodbye.